Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to City Skylines and Tornado Country. It's been a little while. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I say it's been a little while. It's not been that long for you. It's been like a week since I played City Skylines because I've been super busy. You might be able to hear that since the last episode, my microphone sounds a little bit different. It sounds like there's a bit more of an echo. That's because there is, because I'm recording this in my new studio, which I do believe I put a video on about recently, and I would highly recommend you go watch that if you want more info on the new studio. Anyway, today I would like to change a game option because I would like to make sure that random disasters are quite frequent because they haven't been. And we have gone quite some time without a disaster, so hopefully today that'll change. Well, I say hopefully today that'll change. I don't necessarily want any disasters to hit my city. I will buy this tile though, because I might as well, and that might trigger something. That might be the cause of a disaster. Anyway, let's go ahead and do some expanding, because we do need to get more industry into the city, and I would absolutely like to do that. So let's get myself a nice 6-lane avenue and bring it down here for about, I think that's about 40 units. We'll go to about 50 units just like that. And I'm thinking I kind of want to just bring it straight across to about that point there. Because what I can do is create a massive, massive space. Well, that lines up, well, that doesn't line up perfectly, but it lines up pretty well. If I bring a road down from here, that will, in theory, connect, yeah, directly to there. Now, obviously, this road isn't ideal. That's not the ideal setup for that kind of space. But what we've done there is we have created a way for traffic to flow around. And I would like to create a few more spaces just like that. So my thinking is that I can continue a one-way road down from that junction to there. And a one-way road, I feel like that should maybe be a one-way road going across there. And there is a lot of traffic coming down onto this road. I'm not quite sure why. I still don't get why so much of this traffic is using this little road down here as opposed to the main road straight through. Although a lot of the traffic is using that road as well. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have all the solutions, unfortunately. But we'll go ahead and flip that road just there. This guy's keen. Oh, there's actually a few people that are like, yo, new road, let's go. Let's check out the new road, see what's going on down there. Let's go scouting for talent, shall we, guys? Yeah. All right. Anyway, moving on a little bit. Let's throw a road in there and get a little road just in there as well. And we'll get one just about there too. Now, obviously, something we do need is more industry. That was kind of the point of building these roads. I do think we can do that, and I do think the solution here is going to be to de-zone all of this because we're not going to want residential anywhere in that space. This isn't all going to be industry either. This is going to be divided up so that we are going to have some commercial. Well, actually, I say commercial. We might do offices. Offices could be a better bet. So what we'll do is bring a road done like that and bring some roads over like this. Possibly up through the middle. Yeah, that'll work really nicely, actually. So we'll do that. And what that does is it gives us a nice space for offices. And we'll go to there as well, so again, we have that nice space. This space down here can just be industry. But first things first, let's get the offices into all of this new space. So that we're not overdoing it with the industry and not zoning more than we need. What we can also do is throw a bunch of new houses into that space. And then de-zone the commercial and put houses in there as well. Now, obviously, they're going to need some water. That's no big deal. We'll go ahead and expand a pipe out that way. We'll bring some pipes up to about there and over to there as well, and up to about that way. And if we bring this across to there as well, what we can do is fill out the rest of that space when we have the need. I think at the moment the priority is going to have to be just getting everything in and dealing with the zoning that we currently, or the demand, not the zoning, but the demand that we currently have. I would also really like to deal with the flow of traffic, because it is a little bit strange at the moment. I'm not, well, I was going to say I'm not sure why it's all flowing down that way, but I actually do know why it's all flowing down that way. And it is because that road is actually quicker, because the speed limit on that avenue is much, much quicker than the road going straight through, and there is less traffic. So maybe the AI is like, hey, there's less traffic that way, guys. Why don't we go that way? Which, hopefully that's not what they're doing. I am also thinking that it would be a much better idea, albeit a risky one, but it would be a better idea to say that that's going to be a one-way road going there. That's going to be a one-way road going there. And that means that there are 6 lanes of traffic turning onto that 6-lane highway. The problem, of course, is that the elementary school here is on a one-way road, which you don't really want it to be. And the other problem is making sure traffic can actually get about. So my thinking is that no one should really live on that road. No one should be living on that road at all. Because if you are, you can't get over this way. And then traffic can go that way. If traffic's down here, it can go that way, but it has to go all the way down there. Yeah, that might cause problems, but we're gonna see what happens. But because what this does do is potentially helps the flow of traffic. Potentially. There's no guarantees, but we'll see what happens with traffic there. I heard a helicopter. I'm also pretty sure that, didn't I build a... Did I build it? I don't think I did. Oh, no, did I? I did, yeah. We built the medical helicopter depot, which... Apparently, yeah, there's a medical helicopter right there. Is it landing? No, it's taking off. Where are you going to? Let's follow the helicopter a little bit, because I've never actually seen a medical helicopter do its thing. And it is kind of cool that this one's like, yo, there's a serious medical emergency. Let's get over to the Umber residence. Let's get the guy who is having a particularly bad time there. And get him back to the hospital. Hold on, he's going to a medical clinic. Seriously? That doesn't seem like where you take someone if they're having a medical emergency. It seems like you would take them to... you know, the hospital. Anyway, moving on, I guess. Bit of a strange thing there. Moving on either way, let's get a little bit of, I guess, commercial zoning in here. Because what we could do, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's make sure that is a one-way road just there. But if we go ahead and put a road going across there, obviously we have this big space in here, and I'm not a big fan of that. But if I do that kind of thing there, and I try to fill this space out, interesting that space is already occupied, but that's okay. I want to just go ahead and do a lot of little roads like this, which isn't necessarily the most efficient way to do things, and I know it's not the most efficient way to do things, and I know that you're probably watching this video going, why are you doing... What was that voice? That voice wasn't intentional. What was that? Oh boy, why? Well, that's apparently the voice of someone that comments in my videos. Okay. If you're offended, why don't you comment and tell me why you're offended? And maybe I'll do nothing about it. Anyway, moving on swiftly. I know this isn't the most efficient way to do things, but I like how it looks. Especially when we're going to be doing a bunch of commercial zoning just like that. And what we can also do is a bunch of commercial zoning just along there as well. And that should be fine. I can probably put some parks in here. In fact, what I'll do is just de-zone all of that bit. And also make sure that these guys actually have water as well. That's something that's very, very important indeed. So they all have water. You guys should all be getting bulldozed there. And I'm pretty sure I can get some nice parks in there. I don't think... Oh, I can get the giant one. It just doesn't fit central, which is kind of the problem. Because it's going to look kind of silly if it's not central. So we'll not bother too much with that. I could put some botanical gardens in there. I could absolutely put some botanical gardens in there. And I think I will. I think they could look kind of nice. I can't get one of these in there. I could get that in there. That won't fit either. That will, but I don't want it. The Japanese garden will also fit, but I don't think I want it. I think what I'll do is bring a concrete path across there, and then a concrete path that can run down that way, and down this way as well. So there we go. We have ourselves a nice space for all the people in this area to enjoy. And hopefully that's exactly what they're going to be doing. So let's let this area build up. We'll get rid of the the commercial demand that we had. We still have a bunch of offices popping up over here. We obviously have the residential zoning in there as well. And I'm going to be honest, it does seem like... It does kind of seem like there's no disasters striking anymore, which is a little bit worrying, honestly. Because I was kind of enjoying the disasters every now and then, despite, you know, the disasters being an absolute pain in the butt. They are also kind of cool, so I'm a little disappointed that they seem to have pretty much ended. I will say, and I will be honest, I maybe did see a YouTube comment here or there that was like, actually, the disasters end after you've got about 20,000 population. And I was kind of hoping that they didn't. I was kind of hoping that that was like... I'm not saying it was a lie. I'm not saying the person was lying, but I was kind of hoping it was misinformation. I was like, oh, no, they wouldn't do that, would they? That would be kind of silly. But it kind of seems like they might have. It definitely kind of seems like they might have. Also, I love how these car parks look along here. I know they're not perfect, but just having all these cars along here just makes this area look so much better. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that that wasn't the case. It certainly seems like it is. So, what I might do is, not in this episode and probably not in the next couple, but eventually I might start doing a poll where you can vote on a disaster and a location for that disaster to strike. I don't know how I would work that, and I'm just sort of coming up with this idea right now, but I think it would be a good idea because it means that we're keeping with the nature of this scenario. And by that, I mean, we're only ever going to have a tornado or a sinkhole, or maybe I'll throw in earthquakes as well. I don't know. We're never going to do tsunami, we're never going to do meteor, but we could do that kind of thing where we like, it's like a vote. We say, hey, here's 5 locations, or hey, here's the 3 disasters, pick one, and then here's the 5 locations, pick one, and then we pick the most popular disaster and the most popular location. I don't know. I might try and work that system in. I think that could be really cool, but, you know, no promises. Just, if that idea sounds interesting, of course let me know, but I can't promise that it'll be a thing just because it could be an absolute pain in the butt. So, we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and get some roads heading in that way a little bit. And this is going to be the start of the industrial zone. So we'll bring a road over to there. And we'll bring a road over to about there and down to that end. So that is going to be just one big one-way road. What I guess I could do is loop it around. So it's a sort of one-way loop there. That doesn't seem like too much of a bad idea. I need to be really careful not to click and set off a disaster there. That would be, well, a disaster. Of course, I don't know if there's really any other way you could describe that kind of thing happening. It's like, oh, you accidentally set off a disaster. What a disaster. Duh. Anyway. Let's just do a road that goes... Hey, these are not going to be even. That's kind of annoying. Let's do a road that goes in like that. And a road that goes in like that. And then I'll just connect them with a path as opposed to doing anything else with them. So we'll do that kind of thing, and we'll do that kind of thing. And it gives us just this interesting space in the middle. If we do that, and we do that as well, then it's an interesting design. It's something a little bit different, and I like that. So that can be the industrial zone. I do think I'm gonna want to put a fire station out here. So I'm gonna put a fire station right about there. This area actually did need a bit of fire coverage. This area over here needs some as well. So I think I'll throw a fire station up there as well. But this area is going to have decent fire coverage. Not perfect, but certainly decent. We'll bring some pipes down this way. And we'll bring a pipe through there as well. And we'll bring one out to about there and down to about there. So that seems fine. We can link all that around at some point. For the meantime, let's go ahead and get the industry, because that's what the people are wanting, and that's what the people are gonna get. So we'll fill up all of that space, and I suppose, do a bit of office zoning there. Maybe not, actually. Maybe we fill that all out as industry as well. And we fill all of this out as industry up to there. And then offices go on this side, and we'll do another little pathway just through there. So that seems fine to me. I would like to connect up just these two bits at the end there, since that looks kind of nice. And that could very well cause some problems with traffic, but I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping that's going to work out okay. We'll certainly find out. But that is going to create a bunch of jobs. Speaking of which, elementary school availability could be better. I don't want to max it out. I don't want to go ahead and provide space in schools for absolutely everyone. And I always feel really sleazy saying that. I always feel like really like a dodgy politician. It's like, we have to keep the people suppressed. They can't get too intelligent, otherwise they'll stop working in our factories. I feel really dodgy saying that. But it's what I kind of need to do. I need to make sure people are working in the factories as well as going to school and working higher end jobs. So that's kind of what we're doing. I guess I am a dodgy politician. So there's about 1,000 people that can't go to elementary school. There's a lot of people that can't go to high school right now, but if we place... Oh, wow, we need 6 more of these. Okay. Let's put a high school just there. And I'll do some pathways just going around it so it's sort of isolated there. And that should cover that area kind of nicely. This area up here does have a high school, but none of those people are going, which is... curious. We'll put a high school next to the elementary school down there, I suppose. And that'll provide some good coverage. Let's see, where else could we put one? I guess up here as well could maybe do with one, so we'll just chuck it into that space. And that brings us up to a capacity of 6,000, leaving us about 3,000 people that can't go to high school. Then university is... the capacity is alright. We have got one university, but... we're very close to not having the space, which is worrying, but I'm not going to worry too much about it, just purely because I have the money. We're making over $20,000 per month at the moment. We are going to be fine. So, yeah, I'm not gonna stress too much about that at the moment. What I will do, I guess while we have just a little bit of, a lull in the demand. I couldn't think of any words there. That was good. We'll go ahead and bring over some roads like this. And we'll just sort of connect this area all up a little bit and fill it out a little bit as well. So if we do all that kind of stuff, we can link some of these roads through. I don't want to link all of them through, although I have done this slightly asymmetrically. So if we do that, that should be relatively symmetrical in here. It does look a little bit off, but that's okay. Fill up that space as well. And that gives me room to put whatever I want in there. Absolutely anything I want can go into that space, which seems completely fine. Let's have a look at electricity, which is currently doing good. What am I generating electricity with at the moment? Oh yeah, these guys. I totally forgot about those. Speaking of which, I'm gonna get rid of my oil plants. Because I want to try and push a little bit for clean energy. And I realized that in doing that, I mean, I still have one of them, which I guess I could probably get rid of. Yeah, that's brought me down a little bit more than I'm comfortable with. But I like the idea of clean energy. Even if we ourselves aren't running clean industry, having clean energy seems like a pretty good idea. I like the idea. We'll place one of those. That's going to knock the electricity production up a little bit. We're making $26,000 as well because we got rid of those oil plants, which was a pretty good thing to do, if I do say so myself. So that both saved me money and also cleaned up the electricity a little bit. Now, you guys are complaining. What are you complaining about? Too few services. Excuse me. What do you not have? Probably healthcare. It's not policing. Certainly isn't policing. I can't imagine it's fire coverage, although it could be. I guess if we were to put another fire station there, and maybe we could throw a hospital in there. I guess we might as well throw a hospital in there. We have one over there. We'll have one over here as well. Obviously very expensive, but that has to stop these guys from complaining, right? I don't understand how there's too few services for anyone. Like, this guy here has stopped complaining, so the rest of them will probably follow suit, and yeah, there we go. So they're all a bit happier. Let's have a look. Education, I don't need to worry about. Water. Water is fine. Sewage is getting a bit low. Buses. Let's see. The bus lines are doing okay. This area over here definitely needs buses, though. We definitely need to get some bus lines to help people get around here. So let's create a bus line that goes to this industrial zone. It's sort of going to be an express line in a way. So it's going to go there. It's going to go and stop there. And it's going to have a stop just there as well. And then what I want to do is bring that bus into this area and have it stop every few streets. Because what I can do is get a bunch of people on the buses from this particular area and then bring them up, and we'll have a stop there and there. And that's going to be a looping line that can get people from the residential zones to that industrial zone. What we can also do is something similar over here, where we have a bus there, a bus there, and I kind of want one to go. I can't really get one there. We'll put one there. Then that would have to loop around again, so we'll put it there instead. And then bring this up into... Now, if we bring it up that way, it's a bit risky because it is going to have to come back down here. Ooh, that actually doesn't really work. Bring it down this way then. Give it a stop there. Let's have a stop there. And then up in that area. Only for it to turn. And I want there to be a stop sort of opposite one of these ones. Or do I? Oh, hold on a minute. If we take it this way, we can have it go into the industrial zone as well. Oh, we are a colossal city. We got the nuclear power plant, a new area, and the cargo hub. Don't mind if I do. Over 50,000 people. Not bad. All right. So that goes into the industrial zone as well. And then, I guess, give it a stop there. And a stop there. And a stop there. And then link it straight across. So that should be fine. This area down here, I'm not going to worry too much about because at the moment, it's not finished. So there's really not much sense in worrying about this space. What I will do, I think, is put some offices in that middle bit. Because offices are a thing that people seem to want. We'll do commercial in all of those spaces, and then I guess residential down there. that should be fine. We are gonna need some water though. So bring that across to about there, bring it up like that. And that'll be fine. Those guys will have their water. We might need to get more pumps, but we'll deal with that. And I will say, I still definitely need to figure out a better way to do these roads, because at the moment, I mean, this traffic's flowing beautifully. Looking at the traffic using all those lanes is amazing. But the traffic coming through my city at the moment is more than the city itself can actually handle. So I do need to figure that out. I will actually take a quick look over here though, just to make sure I haven't done something wrong. But it doesn't look like I have. I mean, traffic can come in and go to the right and go straight on. On this side, it can go to the right and go around. Yeah, it is working for the most part. So I don't know. It is just a bit of a mess, this area. I will, again, like I said, eventually rework it. But I think for the time being, if we have a little look at our objectives, I mean, we have over $1 million money. We have a lot of full lifespans lived in the city, and we are well on our way to 260,000 people. Now, obviously, the problem with 260,000 people is that I've never done it before, as I've said many times. I've never achieved that many people in a city before. And on top of that, I don't know how to achieve that many people in a city. So it's gonna be interesting, is what it's gonna be. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see if I can do it. But with that in mind, ladies and gents, I'm going to leave it there for today. So thank you kind of for watching. This has been City Skylines and Tornado Country part, what is it? Let me look at the schedule. Part 9, I do believe. So yeah, thank you kind of for watching. If you liked the video, like the video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.